The sound of a car alarm cut through the early December morning. Shedrick Babbles grabbed his semi-automatic rifle and rushed outside his apartment to find several teenagers trying to steal his custom wheels. As the youths jumped into their car, Babbles opened fire, moving around their parked car, shooting them one at a time. A 15-year-old and 16-year-old died in the gunfire. Another teen was wounded. In all, Babbles fired more than 30 rounds, although the teens offered no resistance.
You don't shoot people 31 times for stealing hubcaps. One time would have been enough.
Babbles was arrested and released on bond after appearing in court.
My baby was shot 10 times. He was in the back seat asleep.
But a grand jury ultimately decided not to charge Babbles with murder, igniting an argument between family members.
It could have been him here. When you live in the projects, you don't sit up and call 911.
Nothing but a murder!
He shouldn't have been out there stealing in the first place. He shouldn't have been stealing in the first place. It don't make no difference. When you living in the projects, lady, you don't sit up and hold nobody to come get nobody. You don't. Your son shouldn't have been out there.
Emotions exploded at the Dallas County Courthouse today as families of a shooting suspect and shooting victims crossed paths. 16-year-old Jeremy Lawrence and 15-year-old Billy Cummings were shot to death last month as a friend allegedly stole fancy wheels. Police say 23-year-old Shedrick Babbles shot the pair with a Chinese-made SKS semi-automatic rifle as they sat parked. Two more young men escaped, one slightly injured, the other uninjured. Victims' families were in court asking to raise Babbles' $10,000 bond.
My son begged this man not to shoot him, and it cost him less to get out of jail than it cost me to bury my son.
That's what we have policemen for. That's why we pay our taxes, 911. You call the police. You do not go out and slaughter children.
If he did shoot the pair, did he break the law?
Even though it is legal under Texas state law to use deadly force in protecting your property, authorities say there are so many restrictions to that law, it is not a license to kill.
If they were, for example, just in a parked car, that would be very unlikely to prevail with this kind of justification. Also, if someone fires a large number of times at someone, that's going to go beyond what the law would permit.
Sources say one boy may have been shot 10 times, the other up to 28 times. Police say when citizens catch someone stealing property, they don't want to see this kind of action taken.
We would prefer that you put the monkey on our back. That's what we're out here for. We take on that responsibility when we were hired on to do this job.
If he's indicted by a grand jury next week, Shedrick Babbles may wish he had dealt with the situation by grabbing the phone and dialing 911 instead of grabbing a rifle.
You kids don't be out at 4 o'clock.
Nothing but a murderer!
An exchange of heated words between two groups of friends and family, both sides claiming to be the victims.
Now he doesn't have the chance because some fool annihilated him, massacred him, shot him into a rag.
They shot both his arms off. Both his arms. They had to sew his arms off.
But 23-year-old Shedrick Babbles claims he was obeying the law, which allows a Texan to use deadly force while protecting his or her own property in the hours of darkness.
As I understand it, he had lost some property before, and people had shot at him to get it. He had no way of knowing whether these people were armed or not.
But parents of the teens say it was overkill, claiming Babbles shot one victim 28 times, the other 17 times. Parents say the three victims were waiting in the car while the fourth teen, who was not wounded, allegedly tried to steal the hubcaps.
The guy that was sitting in the back seat of the car told me that Billy begged this man not to shoot him. He had his arms up.
Also, at the time of the shooting, Babbles was on probation for a misdemeanor weapons violation.
The question is, was this a justifiable homicide, or was it just a cold-blooded killing? That could be decided in court.
But until then, Babbles will remain out on bond, attached to an electronic monitoring device.
It cost him less to get out of jail than it cost me to bury my son. He didn't have to shoot them kids. Them kids didn't even have